For any of you who are into supplements or vitamins, if you go to a vitamin store, a supplement store, and you pick up any little vitamin thing, and you read the benefits, there's not a single one that doesn't sound good. Pick up any vitamin in that store, not a single one doesn't sound good. You'll look and it's like, okay, reduces stress, I want that, right? Helps your heart, I want that. Increases blood flow circulation, I want that too. Oh, good antioxidants, oh, I want that too. They all sound great. What happens if you go into that store and you just take every vitamin that sounds great? You'll overdose on vitamins. What's the best approach? Perhaps do a blood test, see where you're deficient, and then go into the store with that blood test, and that tells you which vitamins you need to take. The same here. You enter self-help with no clear goal, everything sounds good, every video. I want some of that, I want some of that, and you overdose on videos, you overdose on content, as opposed to what's my win, and then what do I need, that's my compass, to get there. What is productive for me? And in self-help, a big trap that keeps people stuck playing too small is productive procrastination. Doing things that seem productive, but they actually aren't. Or doing things that even move you towards that ideal life, but it's not the most important things you could be doing. The example I also share quite a lot with my clients is myself. Up until 2020, I didn't have kids. In 2020, I had my first daughter. 2022, I had my second daughter. Now, people have different parenting styles. For me, if you're familiar with my content, I talk about this a lot. I'm very involved in their lives and in the parenting. I didn't want to be someone who just threw 20 nannies at the kids and it's like, oh, look, the nannies got it, they got it. I wanted to be there and be part of it. But that also comes at a cost, meaning it's going to affect my sleep, it's going to affect my energy, it's going to affect my time, and I'm going to have a lot less energy and a lot less time to do other things. Now here's what's interesting. From 2020 on, when I had my first daughter, things in business have 2, 3, 4x'd in terms of growth, in terms of views, in terms of helping people, in terms of money. Everything has just been shooting up drastically. For those of you who've been following me for quite some time, you've probably seen it. Growing, 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 and suddenly, zoom, exploding to the point where there's just so much demand now, it's insane. To the point where I now have to hire coaches under me to help me and create an army of coaches. But it's interesting to think about because I accomplished that. Things went up with me having less time and less energy. Now, why is that? Because it eliminated the luxury of doing productive procrastination. Say I have 8, 10 hours, 14 hours, 16 hours free a day to work. That's a lot of free time. There's a lot of things I could do. I can take my time. I can focus on this little thing, this little thing. Say you cut that down. Okay, you only have 3 hours today to work, but you have to accomplish the same result. It forces me to ruthlessly prioritize everything that I'm doing, prioritize the most top return on investment, ROI activities, and eliminate the rest. When I say productive procrastination, it also makes me think back to the very first online product that I launched. Back in 2014, February. I had so much resistance working on this product. This is before I did any kind of inner work. So much self-sabotage, because I knew that once I launched it, my comfort zone would change. Things would grow. And I would catch myself where I'd be sitting down, like about to work on the product, and instead I was like, you know what? Let me instead focus on the header photo of my YouTube channel. You know, that picture at the top? It doesn't look professional enough. Let me redo it a little bit. Now, is that productive? Yes or no? Does making the header look more professional help?
Yes.
Yeah. Does it help as much as me working on the product?
No.
No. So that's why I'm saying not all activities are equal. There's a difference return. What we stay stuck is we focus on the little return, the 0-1% versus the big stuff. When you have a lot of free time, you have the luxury to focus on those things. When you cut that time, you can only focus on the big stuff. You also have to start working very smart. A key perspective that changed my life is, how can I accomplish the same result the easiest and most laziest way possible? Changed my life. Now when people hear this, like, wait, what? Easy and lazy? Yeah, without compromising the result. Meaning, don't let the result go down. How do you accomplish the same thing just being the laziest and just making it easy as possible? Changes the game. You can also even play this mental game with yourself. Whatever goal you're working on, whatever time you give yourself, cut it in half. What if you had to accomplish the same goal in half the time? What activities would you eliminate? What are all the little things that you're doing just because of your own perfectionism? Oh, I want the picture to look this way and that way and the logo. You'd eliminate all that and you would just go for the result. That type of thinking gets you ahead. Then it's also getting really clear on who you are, what your values are. What is, again, my own values? What do I care about? And staying true to that win. And not getting sucked into consuming other people's wins. And that's what social media does. If you scroll through social media, you will get sucked into too many other people's frames. Let that land. As human beings, we're always pinging off of others. Imagine right now you took your favorite food. What's your favorite food? Favorite dish here in Italy? Pasta, yes, pizza. Say we take the best pasta and pizza and it's right in front of you. Your favorite dish, or whatever it is. Think about it. But say you had to eat this meal in this room where there's 360-degree screens, and on those screens there are the best pictures, professional pictures of every other kind of food in the world except for pizza and pasta. So you'll see pictures of steak, sushi, and it's the perfect lighting, salad, whatever it is. Is it going to increase your enjoyment of the meal or decrease it? Decrease it. Suddenly you're going to be like, I really wanted this, but look, sushi actually sounds good. Oh, salad sounds good. Oh, this steak sounds good. Oh, this fish sounds good. It takes you out of it. The same with your purpose. Here's what I'm doing. Yay! Wait a minute. Let's get my 360-degree screen. John is doing that? Oh, Susie's doing this? Same as the food. And it gets you to doubt what you're eating, doubt what you're doing. Am I doing the right thing? Is this actually the best dish? And you'll get sucked into other people's frames. So don't do that. Also, audit how often you consume versus how often you produce. Usually when you ask people, what do you do for fun? What makes you happy? It's some kind of consumption activity. So watching YouTube, that's consuming. The video's doing to you. Scrolling through social media, the social media is doing to you. Food, the food is doing to you. Consuming. Even sometimes going out and hanging out with friends, it's friends, do it to me. We're always on the receiving end of things. That's consuming. Producing is where you're at the cause, where you're creating it, where it's coming from you. It's some kind of action. That's also purpose. Purpose is not consuming, it's producing. It's asking yourself, what is my favorite action? And you cannot say having an orgasm or coming. What's my favorite action where I'm doing it? And then how can I design my life to do more of that? Now, the answer might be, I don't know. The answer could also be, I've not taken enough action, in which case you need to cut out all the consuming and start producing. Start playing, start using your imagination, start creating. Now, it's very hard nowadays because there's so many ways to distract yourself, so many ways to consume. If you think of, say, children even way back in the day, before the internet, before technology, before social media, if they wanted to play, what would they do? And I even did this in my childhood. I'd go out. I'm originally from Switzerland. Small town, 650 people, the French part, so no Italiano. And I'd go out with my friends in the woods and we'd play with sticks. And we'd chase each other or get our bicycles and we'd come up and imagine and play in the woods. Meaning the woods, they don't do it to you. You're not going to be there in the woods and be like, scroll for every tree. You're just there. So you have to create, produce. Nowadays, everything's doing to us. So you need to get back in touch with that. When's the last time you played or created? When's the last time you were at the cause of your own joy and fulfillment? Now, it might take some time. If you eliminate all distractions, you're going to get bored. But that's great, because then again, on the boredom canvas, you can paint and create. Challenge yourself too. Next time you're just sitting, before reaching for the phone, see if you can entertain yourself without the help of technology. Because that's the same approach you're going to have to start taking towards life, towards your purpose. Right now I'm creating. Playing music as a child, that was the creating. And nothing brings you more joy than that. That's also on the external side, a way to stop chasing approval and chasing validation so much. Realizing that that approval will never come close to that inner joy that comes from creating. If I'm creating a song for any of you who are into music, or even creating, say, a video that I post online, the joy comes from creating the video. It comes from recording it. It comes from editing it. And finally, at the end, when I click publish and it goes online, it's not the little comments that make it all worth it. It's not like, great video, Julien. It's not like, oh, yes, finally. It's amazing. I'm also not going to resist them and have a aversion to them, like, thanks. But that's just the little sprinkle on top. Never comes close to the creation process. For real. So fall in love with that. In terms of falling in love with the process, some questions that can help. Ask yourself, what would I do if I had all the money in the world? It's impossible to get more money because you have it all. Impossible to get more. What would you do? Now, for most people, the default answer is, well, I would finally relax. I wouldn't do anything because I work for money. Otherwise, why would I work? They're so used to the carrot and stick approach. Now, if that's you, it's possible. Yeah, if you're used to working just to survive, you might relax a little bit until you get bored of relaxing. And that'll happen. You'll get bored. You have all the money in the world? Okay, you'll go to your nice restaurants, you'll hang with your friends, your family, you'll relax, and you will get bored. And then, out of that boredom, instead of taking action from this place of desperation, you will feel inspired to take action. You're like, okay, well, I've kind of done all the restaurants. I now know them by heart. Done all the activities, know them by heart. Now what? I'm still alive. I still have all these years to live till I die. How do I want to spend my time? And action will come, and it'll be authentic action. And you'll do it for the sake of doing it versus the outcome, because you already have the money. The same with what would you do if you had all the approval in the world? Everyone already approved of you. You can't change everyone's mind. Everyone's mind's like, you're great, you're great, you're great, we approve. Now what? What would you do?
Be myself.
A flip side, well, even that, it's like, be myself. What does that mean? Be myself. What exactly does that look like? What action would come from it? Flipping on the other side, what would you do if no matter what you did, you were guaranteed to fail? Like, say there was, no matter what you did, you would make the same income and you'd have to work the same hours. What's a job you would love to feel trapped in? You love it so much it doesn't feel like a job and it doesn't feel like a trap. That's the approach to take with the whole 9 to 5, by the way. For all of you who want to escape the 9 to 5, you've been tricked by marketers. Escape the 9 to 5, escape the 9 to 5. What? That's the worst approach ever. Now, why do people not like the 9 to 5? Because it's usually a job that isn't authentic, they aren't passionate about. But if you escape the 9 to 5, especially to become an entrepreneur, you're going to work a lot more hours than 9 to 5. It's, oh, escape the 9 to 5. Here, pick any 18 hours a day that you want. That's a classic meme. Escape the 9 to 5 to work more. So it's not really 9 to 5 or more. It's not about the hours. Instead of trying to escape the 9 to 5, ask yourself, what's a 9 to 5 job that doesn't feel like a 9 to 5? What's a job that I don't want to escape? Imagine I had to work 9 to 5, no matter what, but I could pick any job. What would I pick? Change it to that instead of this escapism, running away from mindset. The same with have no boss. It's impossible to have no boss. Everyone has a boss. If you think you can really have no boss, you are living in kiddie delusional land. I have a boss. Who's my boss right now? You! What if I don't show up? My clients are my bosses. If I don't show up, I'm fired. Everyone has a boss. Now you can create circumstances, like for myself, especially the clients I invest a lot of time in, I don't let everyone in. So I'll make sure I like my bosses, but you're going to have a boss regardless. So instead of trying to escape, change the relationship. What's a job that I don't want to escape from? Who's someone that I like and respect that doesn't even feel like a boss? Change it to that. These questions bring a lot of awareness and then draw information from your past. People usually try to just wing it. Think of trying to pick your purpose is trying to pick your favorite ice cream or gelato flavor. Imagine there were an infinite amount of flavors. So you walk into the gelato store and someone's saying, you can only have one scoop and it's the only scoop you'll have. What's your favorite scoop? And you look and there's infinite flavors. People stay stuck. Or people will just randomly guess. No. Pause. What about reflecting on your life so far, on the gelato that you've eaten so far, and using that data? So say, for example, you've tried chocolate gelato, and you didn't like it. Well, now instead of having an infinite amount of choice, chocolate gelato, and any gelato that has chocolate is eliminated. So it's closing the walls. Say you've had pistachio gelato and you loved it. Well, that means that most likely your favorite gelato is going to have pistachio in it. Closes the walls. So you already have a lot of information from your past in terms of what you liked and didn't like. You need to sit down and take that information and create closer boundaries. And then instead of trying anything and everything, try things within those walls. And then eventually you'll hit it. Instead of trying random action. People are like, I don't know what my purpose is. Let me try this. Let me try that. No. Draw from your past and create the boundaries. And then in the end, it's really find what brings you joy. And do it for you. You're the only one living your life. No one else is. And you're all going to die. And none of this is permanent. And there's no medal. There's nothing to win, nothing to lose. It's just a whole experience. You have to return it all. So even everyone's like, what's the best purpose? What will give me money and approval? You have to leave that behind. You can't take any of it with you. Everything in this life, you're just renting it. You're renting your body. You're renting your clothes. You're renting your money. You're renting your action. You're renting your results. You're renting your failure. You're renting everything. How do you want to live it for the experience? In a way, life is the great detention. We're all stuck here till we die, and we are free to do what we like. It's like an open world video game with no imposed missions. Now that gives you the freedom to come up with your own missions, as opposed to being a prisoner to the imposed missions. How do you want to live it so that when you return the game of life, you're like, yes, I crushed it. I lived it on my terms. It also means living for you. Valuing your opinion of your life over others' opinions of your life, because they're not living it. Don't be blind to it. You can always take in other feedback, be open, you can learn from it, but in the end, you're the only one living your life, so your opinion really is the only one that matters. And then stop playing it so safe, stop playing it so small, take risks, go big. We try to play it safe, we all try to survive, none of us do. All of you, you can try as much as you want to survive, you're all going to die, guaranteed. So you can either live in your little bubble and arrive at death very well preserved and then die with very little experience. Or you can just open yourself up to life and just lean into it. There's a quote from Hunter S. Thompson, who wrote Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, that I'm paraphrasing, says, yeah, you don't want to arrive at the finish line of life, again, all beautiful and great. You want to arrive like a car with the wheels falling off, scratches everywhere, like someone who truly lived. And then ultimately, make your life like a movie. I would even say make your life not like a movie, make your life better than a movie. How would you live your life? So that movies are boring in comparison. So that TV shows are boring in comparison. So that social media is boring in comparison. What has to change? And dream big. And go find out. Once more, I'm originally from Switzerland. Small farm town of 650 people. And I've lived a crazy life. You could literally, no joke, being very modest, make a movie about my life. News outlets around the world, in every single country around the world, almost have written about me. From Switzerland, a little farm town boy. No one makes it out of Switzerland, except for Roger Federer, and that's it. Like, yes, people travel around, because I've said this before, and there was a comment like, that's not true. A lot of Swiss people travel. I'm like, yeah, but who do you know that's Swiss? Most people are like, oh, Swedish? Like, no, Swiss. Oh, you mean IKEA? I love IKEA. No. Chocolate and cheese. Very few people do. And everyone thought I was crazy. For real. Growing up, I always wanted to move to America, and I always wanted to pursue originally music. And I'm doing what I do here, which fulfills the same thing as music. This is the concert. The videos that you see are the recorded songs. The content that you see me play with and tweak and perfect is the composing of the songs. Same thing, it's the same thing. Everyone thought I was crazy. People are like, no, be more serious. No, play it safe. Like, but you're gonna die. Why play it safe? That's like, imagine you all bought a video game and it's this crazy open world game like Grand Theft Auto or Red Dead Redemption. And say you're about to play, you have the controller, and you're like, I'm gonna go do an adventure in the video game. And say someone appeared next to you and said, no, 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 no. Don't do the adventure in the video game. Just stay on this sidewalk here, it's safe. Is that how you play the video game?
No.
No? What if every time you played a video game, you're going and you're like, oh, I see an enemy over there, but that's where the map says to go, but there's an enemy. I'm just going to stay here and walk back and forth and wait till death, wait for the battery of the video game to expire. None of you would play that way. Yet that's what we do in life. And here's the thing. Is taking action, is taking risks scary? Yes, it is. For real, it is. Every time I push a boundary, it's always scary. Now, fortunately, you can let go to make that easier, but it's still going to be scary. But it's not as scary as not taking action. We also think that we can avoid committing to something. Do I go right? Do I go left? What do I do in life? I'm not going to choose. But if you aren't committing to something, you're committing to staying here. You're still committing. If you're not committing to action, you're committing to non-action. You can't avoid commitment. The same with risk. There's a risk regardless of what you do. But the biggest risk is the risk of, again, holding back and just waiting to die. Not living, just existing until death. And that's not life. It's also why you see so many people have regrets on their deathbed, which is insane. Everyone has regrets that are out of their control, sure. But regrets in your control, like I wish I would allow myself to be happier, pursue my purpose, take more action, take more risks. You all have the warning sign. All those people on their deathbed saying that, that's the warning sign. It's like the cigarette pack with the rotting gums and lungs. It's don't do it. And we view that and we're like, ha ha ha, light one up. Oh, they're on their deathbed with regrets. Let's not take action either. Let's play small. No, take the warning. If you end up with regrets, you messed up. When you see those people say that, I have regrets, it's them saying, don't be like me. I'm a failure. Don't fail like I did. That's what should happen. So live. And don't let, again, this resentment towards life, towards yourself, from you staying small, letting the years pass by, eat you up inside. The only comfort you have, if you do nothing, is you create mental fantasies in your head. These dreams of what your life could have been, or perhaps will be one day when everything changes and you become a dream sexual. Someone who experiences sexual attraction for dreams only. And that's most people. One day, and you have this fantasy, vague vision of your life. Yeah, one day. One day things will change. Oh, one day when I'm authentic. One day when I'm strong enough. One day when I'm courageous enough to go for my dreams, it'll look like this. And they bask in this dreamlike fantasy. One day. Or they'll try to get hits of it on social media. They'll post a picture, it's like, yeah, and they get likes and they live for that, yet in reality, nothing is happening. Reality is everything. You can't delegate that fulfillment that comes from creating in the real world to social media, to likes, to little mental fantasies. Now, play the game of life. You're given this opportunity. The fact that you're alive means you've beaten the odds. It's a miracle. It's cheesy, but it's true. It's a miracle that you're alive. Any of you who are parents, you know this. For me, again, back in 2020, first kid, even before birth, there were so many risks, so many tests, so many things that could go wrong. I was like, what? Like you think it's this celebration of joy at first, like we're going to have a kid. And then the doctor sits you down, this could go wrong, this could go wrong. We got to do a test for this, we got to do this, this. You're like, what? Then once they're born, they could also die in their sleep. SIDS, did you know this? There's so many risks, so many. The fact that you're alive here, insane. Everything's trying to kill you. You walk outside the seminar, a car could hit you, you're dead. You could have a brain aneurysm right now. The fact that you're alive, you could beat cancer fucking twice. Everything's out to get you. It's a miracle. All of us, it's a miracle. What are you doing with it? How many more warnings do you need to live, to give yourself permission to live? Who are you waiting for to give you permission? Like here, if you came here waiting for me, it's like, look, you have it. Live. You have my permission, everybody. Live. Okay, now go change. Did anything change? Again, that's the self-hypnosis. Someone will finally give me permission. Maybe when I make enough money, it'll give me permission. No, you give yourself permission. Stop waiting. No one will. It's on you. So how many more warnings, how much more pain do you have to go through until you do something about it? When is enough enough? When is enough enough, for real? And I'll share with you one last thing, and this is a true story. In end of 2014, perhaps early 2015, no, it was mid-2015, sorry, mid-2015. I went to this party at a mansion. It was a mansion party in the Hollywood Hills, right? So really fancy. People throw tens of thousands, if not over 100,000 or more into these parties. And in the party, there was this one room where there was a fortune teller, a clairvoyant. Where you walk in and there's a crystal ball, right? And they'll do a cold read and they'll take your hand and read your palms and tell you your future. Now, do I believe in that? Nah, not necessarily. Maybe, but probably not. But I was still curious. So I went in there, and this was me on my journey of letting go and doing the inner work. And the lady sat me down. She's like, everyone leave. It's just me and him. So it's just me and this lady. She took my hand, she started looking at it, started looking in the ball. Then she grabbed both my hands, looked at them, and looked at me dead in the eyes and said, "You've had enough of this." And I was like, enough of what? Half of me was like, well, that's a pretty good cold read. Everyone's had enough of something, right? And she's like, "You've had enough. It's time to let go and move on. It's enough now. You've suffered enough. You've had enough. It's over. You're ready. You need to tell that to yourself. Enough. That whole enough is enough. It's now." And then I left. Now, to this day, I still think it was a great cold read. But it affirmed a lot of things inside of me. And that whole journey of letting go, when it came to me, it was letting go of the old identity. I was like, you're right, enough is enough. But I feel like everyone is waiting for that type of talk. Someone to just take them and say, hey, you've had enough of this. The same with any bad habits. Like you're reaching for that next cigarette, that next drink. It's like, hey, you've had enough. We always think the next one more. It's like, no. This is it. Enough. It's time to change things. It's time to take more action. It's time to switch things up. So if any of you are waiting for that, again, imagine it. Imagine you coming to you, the you on your purpose, living up to that potential, grabbing you and saying, hey, enough of this. You don't need to wait. That talk, that intervention you've been secretly hoping for is now. Let's go live this, and it's not too late. So take that with you. What's going to change moving forward? In this new chapter, turn the page. Let go of the past. Enough is enough. No self-attack. No regret. Use this as a fire under you to just go live. And once more, live to the fullest. Don't just exist. Milk life for everything that it's worth. So that when you die, there are no regrets. And you're like, yes, I lived it on my terms.